Hey friend, I'm Nicole Hoover, and this is Living My Human Design, a no rules, off the cuff podcast where I share what it really looks like to live this wild human design experiment in real time. As a 3/5 emotional manifesting generator, traveling full time across the US with my husband and our 2 dogs in our 25-foot motorhome, life is anything but linear, and neither is this podcast. Here, I'll be reflecting on what I'm learning, the people and places that light me up, the emotional wave that I ride, and the deep truths that unfold when I choose to live by design, not conditioning. This space isn't about being perfect, it's about being real. You'll hear me raw, inspired, emotional, uncertain, empowered, and always inviting you to experiment with your own unique design. No fixed format, just voice notes from the road, from my heart to yours. Because human design isn't something we do, it's something we live. Let's get into it.
Hello, friend. It is Nicole here. I know it's been a little while since I've popped in. It's so funny because I frequently feel like, well, I don't really have anything interesting to say, or why would anybody want to listen to me? And I'm learning to let go of those thoughts and just to come to you in the moment. The other part of it too is like I feel like I have to be all set up in the right spot in order to be able to record the podcast. And in our non-traditional lifestyle, that is just not a reality for me. It's a lot more difficult because everything's put away and I have to get everything out. And something that I'm learning about myself is that if something is just mildly inconvenient, then I'm less likely to do something. So it was like that when we first bought this smaller Class C motorhome. So we went from a 37-foot fifth wheel to the 25-foot Class C motorhome. And it was our daily driver too. We didn't have any other vehicle. We figured it's small enough. It can get anywhere. It can go into grocery store parking lots, and we'll just use that as our daily driver. And we did that for 9 months, and we found that it was just inconvenient enough to have to put stuff away and pull the slides in to go and do something that we weren't adventuring out as often as we would have if we had a second vehicle. So we ended up buying our little Ford Maverick, which is now our adventure rig. So now we're going out and we're exploring more and having more experiences. And it's like that with recording these podcasts, like getting out my microphone and everything is just inconvenient enough that I don't do it as frequently as, here's this word that I don't like, as I should. But really, this is my human design experiment, and I am just going to follow what lights me up in the moment. And I had an experience today that I felt like I wanted to share with you guys. And it's noticing that response. As a manifesting generator, my strategy is to respond to life. And so I'm naturally attracting people, places, opportunities, and things to me to respond to. And I have started up this virtual assistant business where I'm helping people create custom body graph reports and integrating the body graph chart software into people's websites, and I'm helping with a bunch of fun stuff like that. So if you want more information about that, just click on the show notes. I have a link to my VA services and you can learn more about that. But this has been like really lighting me up, and it's fun to see how aligned this is for me, because like I'm just attracting clients at exactly the right time. Like just as I'm finishing up with one client, I'm attracting another one, and they're wanting me to do different things. So I'm having different experiences and I'm learning different parts of the virtual assistant business. So one person may have me helping them set up a body graph website, and another person may be having me help them create an email journey for a product that they're launching, or another person may want me to help them update portions of their website and change some verbiage and update some items. Another person may want me to just modify an existing body graph lead magnet with their brand colors and fonts. Or someone then may hire me to create their own micro report, like a custom report that they're going to write all the copy for, I'm going to design, and then, creating an email journey to go with that and making sure that everything is being tagged, and it'll be new softwares that I haven't worked with, like new newsletter softwares, or an integration with like Zapier that I haven't had a whole lot of experience with. So it's just fun to see how it's stretching me. So I'm stepping outside of my comfort zone, but it's not difficult in that there's no resistance. Like it's effortless, the way that I'm attracting the clients and the jobs that I'm getting. And my line 3 is loving it because I'm getting all kinds of different experiences. And what was fun today is that I just took on a new client and I'm creating a custom report for them. And as I was getting started with getting them all set up, like sending them the forms so that I can gather their brand details and, just kind of the beginning process of it, it really got me thinking about other reports that I would like to create, and then creating like a report template for myself. So as I create more reports, because every time I work with someone, I get an idea for something new to create. And a lot of these ideas I'm just kind of holding on to. Like I have my note where I put my ideas and inspirations in, and then I just weigh them through my emotional wave or wait for something else to respond to in order to decide whether that's something that I actually want to follow and go down. Because in the past, what I would do is I would get all these ideas and inspirations drop in, and then I would just want to take off and get started on them without weighing them through my emotional wave. And then eventually I would lose energy. Well, rather quickly, I would lose energy with them, and then it wouldn't go any further. Some of that is not following my emotional authority. Some of that is also my human design and needing to kind of stick my toe in the water to see if something is right for me before I start taking off. But a lot of it was just not waiting for that emotional clarity. So now I have my folder where I put my ideas and inspirations into, and then I come back to them and watch for more external clues that's the path that I want to go down. I hope this is all making sense to you guys. So thank you for listening to my rambling. So I started to go down this rabbit hole, and I use ChatGPT a lot. It gives me something to respond to. So like an idea will pop in, and then I will ask some questions and kind of refine things, and then it'll give me something new to respond to and maybe a new direction that I want to go, or it'll just take me down a different path. So I love ChatGPT as something for me to respond to and help keep my creative juices flowing, especially since it's just my husband and I in the RV, and he doesn't love or is not passionate about human design. So, it's hard for me to bounce these ideas off of him and have him, give me things to respond to. So I love ChatGPT for that response factor. So I just totally went down this 2-hour rabbit hole, and it circled me back to, I still really want to create a podcast series that focuses on the centers in human design and the experiment, like how to experiment with them, taking a full month to really play around with a center. And I am starting to put together a framework of what that would look like. And I think part of what has stopped me in the past is that I am not a great journaler. So often we're taught when we're doing this self-development stuff, or we're trying to look for patterns and things like that, is to journal and to write things down. And I am such an inconsistent journaler. But I could be really great at leaving voice messages. So I'm going to build my experiment around voice notes as opposed to writing things down in a journal. And I'm also playing around with habit stacking. So remembering to check in with like my head center or my spleen center or whatever it is. And just building that awareness muscle. And I want to do the experiment live through the podcast with Instagram updates and just being messy and fun and just playing with it and showing you that it can be fun to play with this. It doesn't have to be super serious. And just have fun and to play with it. And it's okay to be messy and to also show that you don't have to be a journaler to go down the journey. You can bring the awarenesses forward in other ways. And also, I'm so busy, I'm so active, and there's so much going on in life all the time that, I'll forget to check in with my head center, or I'll forget to journal, or I'll be so busy throughout the day that I'm exhausted at night before I go to bed and I don't want to journal. I just want to read my book for 30 minutes and curl up and go to bed. So that's kind of where my head is going right now. I'm probably going to spend the next few weeks putting this all together, and we're going to be stationary for 4 months in southern Arizona, escaping the winter of Montana. And we will be taking some little like weekend excursions and stuff, but for the most part, we're going to be pretty stationary for a few months. And I figure that's a great time to really start this type experiment and to share it with you guys, or not type experiment, I'm sorry, centers experiment, and really live it out in the moment, fun, messy, and just see where it takes us. So I hope you will join me, and I'll, stay tuned.
Thank you so much for listening all the way to the end. If you've enjoyed what you've heard today, I'd be so grateful if you'd leave a review. It really helps more people discover the show. And don't forget to hit follow or bookmark so that you're the first to know when a new episode drops. If you'd like to dive deeper or work with me directly, check out the links in the show notes. And as always, keep living your human design, messy, magical, and entirely your own. See you next time.